Hi and welcome to the Racing Post video forum for the 2008-2009 season. And we're going to be talking here about the Premier League top scorer plus various other weird and wonderful bets in the top flight that we may have. But top scorer to start with, and Dale Tempest of Sky Bet, we'll start with you, my friend. Who do you think will be the hot shot this year?
Well, we had money for Torres straight away. After great European Championships, he was the man on form. So people wanted to back him, particularly once they knew Drogba injury, Ronaldo going to be out for 6 or 8 weeks. Immediately the price was cut. We're 7-2 now. We were 4s. Outside of that, there's no money really at Ibior. We didn't really know whether he was going to stay, so people sort of don't get involved too much unless they know they're going to get a runner. The one that's been good money is Jermaine Defoe. I think once people have always taken this view that Crouch has always played well with the smaller guy, and the smaller guys benefited, and Defoe will get chances there. He was pretty hot at the end of last season anyway, and I think Crouch should be a great foil for him. So Defoe at 14's probably been our best backed, and outside of that, typical. Anelka gets 4 in a pre-season friendly, and the next day everybody's on nicking sort of 25s, hoping he's going to be there, playing at the front of the Chelsea sort of forward line until Drogba comes back. So there are the main ones, and outside of that, the usual bits and pieces, small money elsewhere, but nothing significant.
Have you got any little sneaky fancies at a big price, Dale, for the?
For the scorer, the one I wouldn't mind, just a £1 or two, it would probably be Bent. If he plays. The problem is, you'd want to know the Tottenham squad after deadline day, because if Bent is going to play at the front of the Tottenham line, and Berbatov does play behind, or Arvishin or Palyuchenko, whoever comes in, he could get a lot of chances, and at a big price, if he's going to play every week at 25s, it could do worse.
Fair enough. Okay, Tony, what about you, my friend?
Well, I liked Wayne Rooney before the season, but there's rumours of him being injured. Oh, it was a virus. I just think one year he will end up getting the Premiership boot. He misses a lot of chances, but I think he's going to have 1 year that he'll do it, and I thought it could be this year with Ronaldo being injured. Big price, 16-1. I like it. Fernando Torres, if I put my hand on my heart, I think Torres looks the most natural striker to get goals. And Liverpool, a new formation, he will score lots and lots of goals at Anfield. I'm a bit concerned how many he'll get on the road.
Fair enough. Over to you, Mark.
Well, I mean, it usually does go to one of the big 4 strikers, but I'd like to throw a couple of bigger price ones in. I think Dean Ashton is somebody that could really have a big season. I think he's a great player. He looks over his injury problems, and he's lost quite a bit of weight, it looks like, in pre-season. And the other one would be Afonso Alves. Finished the season strongly, scored shed load of goals for Heerenveen in Dutch football. I know people say Dutch football is weak, but he had a better ratio than Ruud van Nistelrooy, which is not bad, is it?
But will Middlesbrough be able to create enough chances for him?
I think Southgate's doing a decent job, and he is trying to make them more progressive. I mean, Downing puts in probably more crosses than any other player in the Premier League, so I've no fears there at all.
Fair enough. And Ian Wilkinson for you?
I'd have reservations perhaps about Torres in that, obviously, like Tony, I'd be a bit concerned that he doesn't perhaps do the business as often when he's away from Anfield. Like Dale, I think Defoe could be a good shout. I think he's likely to play regular football. He's on penalties, which I think is always a big plus if you're backing someone from the Golden Boot. And like Mark, I think Alves could have a big season. He's a big price.
Fair enough. Well, Andy Johnson at 3-figure odds. If he goes back to Fulham and starts playing against teams who press high up against the pitch, you'll get a lot of space in behind, so he could be worth it at a big price. Let's talk about some of the other Premiership prices that are knocking about at the moment. Ian, we'll start with you. Anything for maybe without the big 4 or a manager to go? Or
well, my favourite bet pre-season is regionally. I like Middlesbrough to be top North East club. You can get about 3-1, which I think is a big price. Mainly based on not knowing what's going on at Newcastle and them being far too short. I mean, you can lay them at odds on, and you can do that till the cows come home. Really,
fair enough. Okay, Mark.
I would say Portsmouth each way without the big 4 is the one for me. I think Tottenham are solid favourites, but outside of that, I can see Villa, Everton falling away. There's problems at Man City apparently now, so I just think Portsmouth to sort of finish in the top 7, you're getting bigger than even money there. It's free money for me.
Do you think they'll be better than last season?
I don't think they'll do any worse, Portsmouth. And
Tari's departure's a problem?
Well, no, because I think Diarra come in and rule the midfield now. Crouch and Defoe up front. The one minor concern would be the UEFA Cup. Yeah, if they went far in that, have they got the squad to sort of focus on all? But I'm prepared to take that risk.
Okay, Tony, what about you?
I think the Villa are not as bad as, I know Mark was just saying there that that he feels they fall away slightly from last year. But I think they'll buy 2 players. I still think they'll get 2 before the start of the season. They're a very athletic team, very direct, in your face. And Martin O'Neill normally goes from strength to strength. And I just think that they, if anybody, could break the top 4. Even though a lot of mediocre players within that group, he could do it with the type of manager he is.
Okay, pin your ears back for Dale Tempest. Bet of the season?
Definitely better this season. Talking about Villa there, 60 points was Villa in 6, Everton 65. This is obviously without the top 4. Now, if we take it that Everton overperformed, got nobody in, talking about buying Alan Smith, that's not a positive addition to the squad at all. So I see them coming back. Tottenham had 46 points last year, 11 wins. 11 wins, unbelievable. They had a terrible start. They weren't off a leg after the Carling Cup final, and they still ended up with 46 points. Bentley's a good signing. Modric is different class. Just watch some of the pre-season friendlies. Not a lot going on. Gomez, the keeper, Brazilian keeper, he was going ballistic when they scored a goal the other night. At punch in the air, you know, up to the fan. There's a different feel about Tottenham just watching them in some of the pre-seasons, and I think they've got a lot of positives going for them. They're one of the few sides that can actually spend. You know, if you look at the negatives, Villa probably around the 60-point mark, losing Barry. You know, if they get somebody in, Sidwell's in, obviously. Lost Mellberg as well. Then you look at Man City, talks of the owner, is he plus or minus? Portsmouth, yeah, I agree there, at least spent some money. So Blackburn going down. Newcastle, nothing. West Ham, can't see it. There's so many negatives against the others and so many positives. We're 15 to 8 trying to keep on the right side of Tottenham, but for me, if you can get the 2 to 1, it's the bet of the season.
Okay, well, another false dawn at White Hart Lane, or is Dale Tempest right on the money this time? Good luck with whether you do that or whatever you do this season. Thanks for watching.